Paleolithic era, Old Stone Age. After the discovery of weapons, humans began to evolve, perhaps even physically, to better handle these tools. It's possible that the development of our hands, with their unique dexterity, was influenced by the need to grip and use weapons. Who knows? The next major step was the discovery of fire. But making fire wasn't easy. They had seen fire before, in natural events like forest fires, lightning strikes, and volcanic eruptions. Some tribes even worshipped volcanoes, making sacrifices to calm their fury. For example, the Maori of New Zealand believed in Ruamoko, the god of volcanoes and earthquakes, and the Ainu people of Japan considered volcanoes to be divine beings. In Hawaiian culture, Pele, the goddess of fire and volcanoes, was revered, and offerings were made to her to prevent volcanic destruction. At the same time, other tribes began hunting not only on land, but also in ponds, lakes, and rivers. They discovered fishing using sharp tools and fish bones. Just as some tribes created weapons from predators' teeth and bones, these tribes used fish bones to craft their tools. Occasionally, tribes would exchange their knowledge, even show off their innovations to other groups, leading to a gradual spread of ideas and techniques. Keeping fire going was a challenge. When humans needed to move to new locations, they had to find a way to recreate it. Eventually, they learned to create fire by striking stones together, while other tribes used wood, depending on their environment. Fire became a crucial tool in human life, primarily for protection. Fire also played a pivotal role in human evolution. It reduced the time needed to digest food, especially as they started to eat cooked or burned meals. This change in diet allowed their digestive systems to work more efficiently, which in turn affected the development of their bodies, particularly their jawlines and heads. With less time spent on digestion, humans had more time for other activities. As these ideas spread from one group to another, they began to live together in larger communities. These groups evolved into tribes and clans. After mastering fire and weapons, they accidentally discovered tools for drawing. Rubbing a hard surface with another stone left marks that didn't easily fade. These marks became the first forms of art. Cave paintings. Some among them, perhaps the first artists, began capturing their surroundings through these primitive drawings. Their art consisted mainly of straight lines and circles. Little did they know that these simple shapes would eventually evolve into letters, and those letters would form words. In the caves, they were laying the foundations for art and language. As early humans progressed in their artistic abilities, they began creating symbols. These symbols went beyond mere decoration. They became vital tools for communication and identification. Tribes used them to mark their territories, ensuring other groups knew where their land began and ended. Symbols were also used to represent clans and families, creating a sense of belonging and identity within their growing communities. Once they settled in caves and began using fire regularly, their bodies underwent significant evolutionary changes. Over many generations, their reliance on fire for warmth reduced the need for thick body hair. This gradual adaptation made them more hairless, compared to their earlier ancestors. But with the loss of natural insulation, humans needed to protect themselves from the elements, leading to the early practice of covering their bodies with leaves and plant materials. As their skills advanced, they began using animal skins, which offered better protection and durability. In parallel with these developments, humans started domesticating animals. The process of taming wild animals was slow and challenging, but it brought many benefits. Wolves were among the first animals they domesticated, mainly for protection. Early humans observed that wolves, with their sharp senses and pack mentality, could help guard their camps from predators and other dangers. Over time, this relationship grew stronger, eventually leading to the domestication of dogs. Alongside wolves, humans began to domesticate cows and sheep. These animals provided a stable source of food, as they could be raised for both milk and meat. Cows and sheep became crucial to their diet, reducing their dependence on daily hunting, which was unpredictable and often dangerous. This shift allowed early humans to focus more on other activities, such as tool-making, art, and community building. Farming gradually became part of their lifestyle. While hunting remained a vital skill, humans realized that managing herds of animals for meat, milk, and hides offered more reliable and sustainable food sources. This development marked a significant step in their evolution, laying the foundation for future agricultural societies. Writers thought, every animal on this earth has its own natural behaviors and manners. For example, lion and tiger cubs, after being born, instinctively play with one another, and their play often resembles hunting, stalking, pouncing, and wrestling. In contrast, herbivores like deer, sheep, and horses engage in play that mimics fleeing, running, and playing hide and seek, as if preparing to escape predators in the wild. Humans, too, display their instincts early. From a young age, regardless of whether a child is rich or poor, they tend to engage in physical play, often wrestling or fighting with other children. Could this be a reflection of our primal instincts? Is this drive to assert ourselves or engage in competition something innate within us, deeply embedded in our nature? Or is this simply what we are?